And our relationship with income tax department is quite close. That is why we are the highest income tax payer in corporate sector. We paid about 2,259 crore last year. The income tax officers told me to share the thoughts of my experiences. And I remembered my senior and guru, one of the IAS officer, Satya Nadalla's father, who happens to stay here. He has told that whenever you go for a speech, see the audience. If they are experts in their field, then talk about general things. If they are generalists in the audience, then you talk about expert and technical things so that you can get away with your ignorance. I am not going to talk about income tax and how the tax collection has helped in nation building and other activities. More than 3 decades back, I happened in a place called Jhabua, which is in Madhya Pradesh, where I was a probationer and later I became subdivisional magistrate in that area. I am from Kerala, greenery and water, and after seeing Jhabua, I was shocked. It is at least 100 years behind Kerala, not even a blade of grass around, no water, complete sukha, drought, and the people are moving around in bows and arrows, with bows and arrows, and the percentage of literacy was 7% and female literacy was 3%. So I started my career from such an area, and from there I started paying my income tax. I had only 1,200 rupees as my salary at that time, and I started paying. Now I have a tax scale in the government. Even now I have been paying and a regular taxpayer to income tax department and to the government. But at that time, I did not know that whatever development we could start in Jhabua or places like Jhabua, a part of it came from the income tax. As a salaried person, like any other person, I used to curse the February month because that is the month where I get the minimum salary. I was worried about how to meet both ends meet. At that time, there was no 7th pay commission or 6th pay commission, or it's only 1,200 rupees. Now I am in CMD of NMDC, which is a 10,000 crore company, and we have a profit before tax more than 6,000 crore. Now we pay our taxes regularly and we get appreciation from the income tax department, and we are proud that we are a part of the nation building. My journey from the remotest place in the country to a Navaratna company has been with a lot of experiences, mostly positive and a little bit of negative. I feel that our tenure in this earth is from birth to death. Tenure in a service is from the date of joining to the date of retirement. And generally we work 1/3 of our life in government offices. At least 8 hours in a day. So that means the prime youth, 25 to 60 years of our career or our life is in the workplace. We talk about improving the standards of life, but we have forgotten sometime to improving life as such. I have seen that in NMDC, because of lack of leadership or people as CMD in additional charges for 5 years or so has had a bad effect, and we have started thinking about 2 important aspects of organizational improvement. One of it is internal and another one is external. We started with the motive that a happy employee is happy NMDC. I have heard a speech by Bhutan's king. He was talking about the gross national happiness index. The culture building of an organization through various means is an important thing, and in the society in which we are working, especially we are a minor, so we work in remote part of Chhattisgarh, Ballari, Panna, other places. So we work with the people of that area in corporate social responsibility also. The culture building in an organization is about value. Value is about what matters to others. Value is about what matters to us. Culture is about not the type of work. It is about the way work is done by people and the way they behave with each other. This was for happiness, ownership, passion, excellence, pride, and responsiveness. We started this experiment in NMDC. Because of lack of leadership, there have been many negativities which have crept into, like groupism, acrimony, favoritism, backbiting, complaining, unhappiness. All these things are in the organization. I am sure that this is true for any other organization in the country or in any small or big organization also. But all of us together started motivating the employees, and we started working in a better, happy environment. This is about the way people work and behave with each other, not really about monitoring how mining is done, how much is done. And with this happiness program in NMDC, friends, we were able to achieve the highest ever production since the inception of the company. That is about 60 years of journey we have highest production, highest sale, highest exploration. All these things were achieved not by giving targets and not by giving things, but motivating the employees to work hard, and they have really worked hard. I am proud to be the CMD of that organization which give the highest income tax to the nation. I have had minimum interaction with the income tax department. I give my taxes and I am happy. I am saying, only once I got a notice, that was a computer generated notice. So I talked to the income tax commissioner and he said, why don't you send your CA? And I said, I have no CA. Why don't you send your lawyer? I said, I have no lawyer. So then he himself was kind enough to send a lawyer and get a reply made. So still I had no interaction with that department. I was always think that this is a regulatory department, which is basically their target is to extract more and more income from people. But after interacting with them, many of my batchmates are there. And I understand that once you are closer to the department, it is much better. Before I finish, I would like to tell you about the activities which we are doing in a place like Geetam, which Honorable Governor is aware of. That is in Dantewada, Bastar district of Chhattisgarh, where there are problems of left-wing extremists, there are problems of infrastructure, accessibility, and a lot of other things. But if you go there now, you will find that an education city where 18 institutions are working and about 5,000 people, students are working there. There is an Asta Gurukul where 1,200 students, mostly affected by LWE area, LW violence, are studying. There is an organization school called Saksham, with 100% specially able children are friendly. Residential schools are there. There are Balika Shiksha Yojana, nurses are being trained, skill development is being done, a lot of activities, training for them. Many of the students have gone to IITs, NITs, and medical colleges. One, Indu Manikpuri, a small lady from Asta Vidyalaya, girl from Asta Vidyalaya, she got Dr. Abdul Kalam Ignite Award of 2016-17 for innovation. One painting has been taken by the International Space Foundation, Colorado, USA, and one girl has got 99th rank in the UPSC examination. All these are possible with our CSR money. We spend about more than 150 to 200 crore of CSR in that area. My only concern is that my shareholders, not my promoter, but shareholders are slightly worried. The more I spend in CSR, the taxes are to be given, so that means their share will be reduced. So I don't know if it's the right forum to tell that CSR activities should have some kind of a tax-free thing. I think I should talk to the policymakers rather than today. I would like to mention that. So we have all these activities of CSR there. And one more point I would like to say, I was sitting with Dr. Reddy. He was mentioning that earlier it used to be some incentives for paying income tax regularly or being a good income tax payee. Some awards or some kind of things were used to be given. A couple of years back, we have got some certificate on my email that either you are gold or platinum or silver. But I was reading somewhere that there is a system in Furusato Nozel. This is a gift in Japan income tax, where you can pay the income tax to you are living in this province, but you can give the income tax to any other province, any other place where you want to, and get some gift in return. The gift giving is a culture of Japan. So I would rather request the income tax department to think about some kind of incentive, not monetary incentive, some kind of incentive or recognition for the best taxpayers or honest taxpayers, even if it is a small taxpayer or a big taxpayer. For example, I am called Navaratna Company. Wherever I go, I used to tell proudly that I am a Navaratna company. So that gives me a lot of pride. So giving some kind of recognition by income tax department is an order, and I extend my best wishes to all employees and officers of income tax department. I hope that my friends in income tax department will work with happiness and not with constant fear. One of my batchmates was very worried during those raid period, and he was not even picking up phone calls. He said, I don't want to talk to you about anything in relation with income tax. He said, "Itna darne ka kya baat hai?" But what I would try to tell is that let us not fear. Let us spread smiles. Let us spread happiness. And income tax department is one of the best departments in India, well disciplined, well oiled. And when the government wants to get a work done, they depend on income tax department. They have seen how efficiently they have worked in the last couple of years. And I wish the department and the people related to this department and the taxpayers and others a happy income tax day. And I should specially mention that I am thrilled to share the dais with Sri ELS Narasimhan, Honorable Governor, because after a long couple of years ago, he was my governor in Chhattisgarh, and I remember those days when I used to share some of the stages with him. He was an extremely nice and happy individual and a leader. A leader, I will say that the leader knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Happy Income Tax Day. Thank you.